Hello? Hey, how's it going, everyone? Hope you're all doing well. I don't know how the delay is on this one, but hopefully it's okay. If you could type type potato in the chat if you can hear me now, because then I'll know how the latency's doing. Potato. All right, I'm seeing it. All right, thank you. Okay, so how's it going, everyone? Hope you're having a great Sunday and everything's going well for all of you. We're just gonna get started. First thing I'm gonna do is show off the map, and this is something I've wanted to do for a while. Be pretty exciting. I spent like maybe 2 days trying to find a set of islands, because that's what I wanted the map to be based off of. That has just good chemistry with the story, and that isn't really close to land masses, so I could do a world border, so you're kind of confined. But we can take a look. So here we go. This is the map. What likely is going to be the map. It's about 4,000 blocks by 4,000 blocks, give or take. It's quite large. I can teleport over to one of these places, and you can see, but it is quite a large map, and I don't expect there to be more than I expect there to be lots of room. We have room to expand islands and stuff like that in the future, so that's going to be really cool. We have ways to really improve, increase the lore in the story and stuff like that. There's an ice island up here. We're thinking about doing an ice element at some point, so that might be their starting point. The, hot elements like magmite will start in the desert and stuff like that, but that's the map. So I'm going to start taking questions in a second, but let me take us over someplace. Let's go here. This is a nice spot. So the map is pretty big, as I'm sure you can tell. Looking in the top right, there's lots of room to do whatever you want. There's lots of cool structures like this over here. There's going to be a lot of really, really awesome stuff to explore in the world. There's generated structures. There's going to be implemented dungeons and stuff like that. I think there's a bunch of pirate ships and this isn't a good one. There's another big one. Hold on, let me find it. There's one down here. Yeah, this one. And it's got it's like a dungeon, but it's on a pirate ship. And there's a bunch of these pirate ships all over the map and stuff like that. They look really cool. And I just saw what Mega wrote in the chat. Yeah, that's right. So we are using the the snapshot for 1.17. This is 1.17, so as you can see, there's like cave biomes, all that new stuff, and the bedrock level, I believe, goes down pretty far. It goes to like minus 60-ish. Yeah, we're at minus 56. So it is, and it's huge. Like, there's just way more lateral space to do stuff underground and stuff like that. But yeah. And I used a custom mod to generate this place too, so this isn't like a naturally occurring island and stuff like that. This is all designed. I spent a lot of time making this how it is. So this is like I don't even know what the biome is technically called here, but it's like I don't know, spruce, and then we've got forest, and then this is like more of a jungle, and then the swamp, and then desert, and then ice. So that's and then ocean, obviously, because we're gonna have a huge water element as well. So there's be lots of room for people who are water. So I'm gonna start reading the chat now, and I can start reading your guys' comments. So let me find a spot to turn this off for a second, and then I'll start reading. So if you guys have questions, I'll start reading, and ask me anything you want. Blue Feather says, why are you using snapshot of 1.17 and not 1.17? Well, I am on 1.17, but this is the Caves and Cliffs update, so that the snapshot, the actual world generation, to my knowledge, at least what Mega has told me, has not technically come out yet. So we had to put in the data pack so the world generation would work. If we didn't put in the data pack, this would just be like a regular 1.17 world, and it wouldn't go down this deep. So we need to add in an extra snapshot for world generation. So that's the answer for that. Gotcha Movie says, how many origins in Stevorium? There's no set amount. We're going to... Okay, I see the chat's going really fast. I'm going to try and keep up with these. But if you guys all send them at the same time, might not be able to get there. So Gotcha Movie says, how many origins are in Stevorium? So each element is going to have 2 origins. And there's going to be 6 to 8 elements when we start. So there's going to be electricity, there's going to be fire, there's going to be water, there's going to be nature, there's going to be flight, or like air, I guess is technically what it is, undead, and then there's one more I'm forgetting right now. Or is that 6? Did I count 6? I did count 6. So we have Voltra, who's the goddess of lightning. We have Magmite, who's the god of lava and like fire. Aquata, who's the goddess of the water. Arborai, who is the goddess of nature. Mutanus, who is the god of death, decay, and undead. And then the Lemnos, who's the god of flight and the air. So those are the starting 6, I think. Okay, holy, there's so many of these questions. Okay. So to answer your question, how many origins in Stevorium? 2 times every element. There might be 3. So yes, that's probably 16 on launch, I would guess, or somewhere between 12 and 16. Steve, I got a question. Can I use your mod to make a video on it? It's not a mod. It's a data pack. And that's Mega's property. Mega coded everything, so it's not mine to distribute. Mega said they are interested in maybe releasing it to the public if we hit some like cool like milestone, like the video gets like 800 likes or something like that, we would release it. But for the time being, no, it's not available to the public. It will only be available to you all if you play on the server. Chala Challington says, when is the new server up? Mega told me it's going to take a month to 1.2 months to finish the Origins plan for Stevorium, so that would be when. Will this stream be uploaded later? Kate King says, yes, the VOD will be uploaded. A lot of people are asking about release dates. It's probably going to be end of July. That's what I've been told. Licklack says, are there going to be custom bosses? Probably, yeah. We still need to wait for some mods to port over to 1.17. So yes, hopefully, yes. Someone says, do you plan to pay or join a Patreon to play, or is it free? The server is free. However, we have some donators who have donated to help fund this project, and I'm proud to announce we have officially hit 100% of the funding for the project, so I can commission Mega and pay them to do pretty much everything we need. So we're set for that. Will you release a separate mod pack / data pack so anyone can have those new origins without playing in the server? As I said, I think I may have... That might be my fault because I didn't get to that fast enough. But maybe, again, Mega's call, 100%, not my call. So, yeah. Licklack again says, are there going to be custom bosses? Okay, I already answered that. Sky Echo says, will there be open guild / factions where different elements can exist in teams? Yes, I think our plan when we originally started was it was going to be like elements were forced to stay together. Like if you're... Oh, there's waystones too, by the way. This is what they look like. So you can teleport easier between factions and stuff like that, or you don't have to have them if you don't want them. But yes, we were originally going to do, like, for example, if you're an electric faction or a fire faction, you have to stay with other fire factions. We're not going to stick with that. But there are things that counter synergize with each other. For example, one of the origins for the fire faction lights surrounding entities on fire. That includes allies or enemies. So if you're allied with like the nature people or the ice people who take double damage from fire, that's going to be really bad. That's not going to synergize well at all. But if you're with a bunch of fire people and you light the other fire people on fire, they all of a sudden start getting regeneration and do extra damage. So there's going to be a lot of stuff that works together. Peppermint the Furret says, are you implementing any new cool mods? Hopefully. We have to find substitutions and stuff as well, because a lot of mods haven't moved over from 1.17, so there's not too much we can do. We're just waiting. So if substitutions or new things come in that we think would add good flavor, then yeah, 100% we would add them. Will it all be forest, or will there be more biomes? I thought I showed that already. I mean, I guess technically there's a lot of forest, but there will be. I think we're probably going to add a new island in, but again, I spent like forever finding stuff, and this area is pretty mountainous. You can see here, huge mountains. I can teleport there if you want to see them. But yeah, this is like some of the best we could get for just world generation. It took me a long time to find good islands that I could set world borders on, where people couldn't like exploit and go off and like find other pieces of land, and it would like ruin the immersion. Braden Kennedy says, will Stevorium be a publicly available mod pack? It's not a mod pack, it's a data pack, and again, Mega's call. I didn't make it, I didn't code it. Code is valuable, and people can exploit that and steal that. So, not my call. From what I've heard, Mega might be interested in releasing some of them, like the electric origin we were talking about, which I can like hover here for a second. Maybe. How long did you make the Electrocutionist's lightning beam? I want to make a similar thing for a custom origin I'm making. Okay, let me go into survival. And I need steak, because so the electrocution, what is this? Okay, what is that? I want this. Do I not have cheats on? Okay, I guess I can't. That's really weird. Okay, so the Electrocutionist is, I'll go over the origin. Okay, we're gonna go. This is an exclusive. The first time you guys are gonna see fully in depth of what that does. So this is the element. This is the first tier, Voltra's Disciple, which is the electric element. I'm sorry, I'm seeing a lot of comments right now and a lot of questions. I will get to those in a second, but I am answering this question now. So they have a bunch of different stuff going on. There will be a dedicated video for this. But they also have downsides for being electrical and stuff like that. For example, they can't use their lightning in not the overworld. They need to have a sky. They need to have a sky. You can't use lightning in the nether. It doesn't work like that. The Electrocutionist is what I'm playing here. And these are all the quests you have to do before you can unlock these abilities. So the first one is Kill a Drowned. You do more damage than wet. When wet, sorry. The first ability they have is Zap, and Zap is, I don't really want to destroy the world generation around here because we will be saving this world, but Zap shoots a lightning blast kind of like that, and it's pretty weak. It doesn't do too much. It's basically one bolt of lightning, and then their ultimate ability, which is an upgrade, shoots like, it's a 3x3 or a 2x2. Can't seem to shoot it right now. But you can also teleport as well, which I also can't seem to do right now either. But anyway. Let me make sure my keybinds are... Well, that is a bug if that didn't work like that. No, the powers are correct. That's really weird. Okay, well, I'm gonna move on to another question. Okay. Is it Forge or Fabric? Fabric. Hey, Steve, have a fun stream. Thank you, Tristan. Will the map and players be resetted? I have no idea what that means. I'm sorry, that doesn't really make any sense. If you're talking about the old server, yeah, like we're gonna have to upload the new world. So yeah. Will there be type advantages, disadvantages? Like in Pokemon, a water person does 2 times damage to fire. Yes, that is very accurate of what would happen. So yes, there's elemental bonuses and disadvantages. So when you make teams and stuff like that, you want to make sure you synergize well. As I said, if you're a fire person and you're teaming up with a nature person, you're gonna end up killing them because you're gonna burn them a lot because you do, like for example, the pyromancer, which is the fire like sorcerer, and they shoot flames everywhere. You will kill your allies if they're like tree people. Can mobile players play Stevorium? I don't even know what that means. Can mobile players play? Like what? I don't think so. I don't think that's a possibility. I don't even know. Like Minecraft Pocket Edition? I don't think so. Question, what does the Nether look like on the map? It looks like the better Nether. That's like how it looks. I don't know how else to describe it. Some origins take more damage from fire and water, like Enderman and Snowman. That's pretty much what. And then I see you said, is Avian origin rebalanced? No, that's not how this works. I think a lot of people may not understand what's going on here. You pick an element, right? The base game origins aren't in this. We took abilities, for example, Avian slow falling and the Elytra, like always having the Elytra on and stuff like that. We borrowed abilities for sure from the base game, but they don't exist. Avian doesn't exist in this. That's not a thing. Like Enderian doesn't exist. Shulk doesn't exist. It's only these. If we take an orb of origin, and you look at the elements you get to pick. So like this would have something maybe like the Avians, but it's an element. Like you pick the element, so we pick Vulture's Disciple here, and then we pick the origin. There's 2. There's Sparker and Electrocutionist. And then I'll pick the Sparker for now. And then you pick your class like normal. There's no base game. I can't take the base game origins and rebrand it as my own. That's like a legal issue. I know it's not a Stevorium question, but will you do a skin creation contest on your Discord server? Maybe. I just use the basic Steve a lot because that's my name, and it was the first skin I had for like 3 years when I played Minecraft. So, when a player dies from a lightning strike, all his inventory will be gone. Did you fix this, or will it still be in the server? That is a question you would have to ask our developer. I cannot answer that. I don't know how those interactions work. I would assume it's probably... I assume it's a different entity, but if it summons lightning, then that's how it would work, yeah. They are asking about Bedrock Edition, which is no. I don't know what that means. I'm sorry to the 2 people who play mobile. Yeah, I didn't even know people would want to play mod packs on mobile. I didn't even know that was possible, but I guess it is. Max says, if you guys didn't see his vid on this, go watch it. There are questions that have been answered. Yeah, that's true. My other video I made will be answer other stuff. Potassi Gaming says Sad B doesn't exist. Wow, you are really in the minority of that. I think there's 3 B players out of 400 on the server I play. I can check that again, but no one plays that origin. But sorry to hear that, I guess. Blue Feather 64. Oh, I didn't know it lost the original 9. That's really interesting. I mean, so for example, we could put Avian in, right? Okay, let's say for example we put Avian in the Stevorium data pack. Look at this origin. These origins are godly, right? That's the point of them. Nothing in the base game would stand a chance. They would get obliterated. we could think about including them if we wanted to, but like no one would, no pun intended, but the avian would not be able to hold a feather to any of these origins we've created. They would get annihilated. And if that's something people really want, we could think about it, but no one would play them because you might have fun with it perhaps, but it would be like you would just get destroyed. The balancing would be non-existent for the base game origins. Will there be like a god of animals / mobs? Because that would be awesome. Yeah, we have the nature god is like that. The nature god has a lot of bonuses for animals and stuff like that, and they can like tame stuff way easier. Beast Infinity says, "Is your name Stevie or Steve?" It's just Steve. Choptill 101 says, "Will the gods exist?" Yes and no. If you've ever played like Skyrim and stuff, that's kind of what I base this off of. So the gods will be there and be able to like, you might be able to interact with them, but they're not going to be like real players that you could like fight or anything like that. Well, I play Fox, not B. Please buff some Origin. Again, this comes down to like I can't monetize it as my own content if I'm just taking Fox and B and improving them. Like, this is branded under my name, and there's just no. The answer to that is no. I'm not doing that. Darlac says Merling is gone. Kind of. The Merlings still exist pretty much, but they're more powerful. Like they worship the what's it called? The aquatic god, which is Aquata's disciple. So they have the Merling stuff, but more. Like they have the Merling kit, like the faster swim speed, breathing underwater, stuff like that. Except now they can hold their breath and they can go on land and do more stuff. So they're just better. As I said, this is kind of the theme. They're god versions of the original Origins. God-specific question. I'm interested in what Mutanus has in store. Will your uploaded video showing what the origins to that is and what they can do? Maybe by default show the others as well? Yeah, we're going to be doing God-specific videos. I think the Lightning Origin, we will take a look at that, and we will do a specific video on that. The Mutanus Origin, I can give you a sneak peek. Hold on. So we actually had our donators design a bunch of stuff for the Mutanus god, which we still haven't put quite in design yet. But Mutanus, a lot of people love the zombified origin, right? Like that's a really, really popular thing, is the zombified and phantom. So the donators' ideas, when I reached out to them, the godly donators, they wanted to do something like body and soul, like the undead soul and the undead body. So one of the things I have for like the physical form of undead is similar to zombified. So the first thing they have is you do not need food and are constantly at full saturation. You can't be poisoned or withered. The next thing is, although you don't spawn in the nether, you are stronger in the hellish dimension, giving you some buffs that other players that you would get during the night, because these guys are buffed during the night and debuffed during the day. They have basically the same thing where you can punch a villager and turn it into a zombie. Villagers run away from you. Village guards attract you. Stuff like that. So, and then they have like for their primary ability is you bite your enemy and you lifesteal. So the amount of damage you do, you heal back, and your attacks poison and stuff like that. So that's roughly an idea of what the zombified origin looks like. How do the origins within the element different from one another? You said there's 2 per element. Yeah. So. I guess we can look at this one again. So here's the Electrocutionist. This is the electric origin. Here's the Electrocutionist, and here's the Sparker. The Electrocutionist is a sorcerer, basically. So they're squishy, they have less HP, and they can't wear as good armor, but they shoot lightning that does crazy amounts of damage from a distance. And they have escape, so they can like basically like the Enderman Pearl, but they can like go through blocks and teleport really far. So this is like basically like what you would think of like a battle mage is, and that's what I tried to design it off of, because I play a lot of Skyrim and Elder Scrolls Online, so I'm very familiar with how archetypes work. So this is what I was thinking of, like a mage. And then the Sparker is more like a berserker. They you can read them here. You buff yourself a lot, and you like strike yourself with lightning, you hurt yourself, but you're like, you have all these buffs, and you can like run at your enemies and kill them. So this is like a fighter versus a mage. For the fire one, we have a tank and another mage. For the water one, we have like a fighter and a tank. So there's different stuff all over the place. Okay, hold on. I missed a bunch of stuff trying to answer that one. Okay. I think the base game origins would be like sorta no bending, but Soka can handle himself a base game. I don't know what that means. 90 says, can you show the aquatic origins? I can't because they haven't been made yet. They've been designed, but they haven't been made. And the donators get exclusive access to the Google Doc, so they can actually see the design before other people. What god would you pick? I don't know yet. I like ice is probably my favorite element, so that's what I would probably pick. Will there be beta testers for the server? Yep, donators will be the beta testers. That's a paid privilege. Even if you add the basic origins, it will remove the originality from their idea. I think it would be funner if you like chose a god to worship and play the basic ones that are boring. I 100% agree, Yasser Chitkin. The whole point is for it to be completely new experience. Like, there's nothing like this that exists out there right now. So, yeah, adding the base game origins would take away from the originality. Is everything magic now, or can melee combat be viable / origins without magic spells, if there is any? I feel like I literally just answered that with the Electrocutionist and the Sparker. So, literally, Electrocutionist is a sorcerer, and the other one is not. It's a fighter. How do you play it? I don't know how to answer that. I think it would be pretty funny to reject all gods and play as a human. A lot of people have actually asked about human, and that's something I would consider maybe adding in. A human, and like you get to pick 2 classes, because there's a lot of people who enjoy that playstyle, so that's something I could consider. Did magma gods start in the nether? No, none of the people start. We're trying to do like a Mount Olympus kind of thing, where all the gods spawn, or you all spawn in one location, and then you branch off. There'll be another portal if you'd like, end portal, whatever. That's how it would work. Adrian Rodriguez says, how do I get in? You can't. It doesn't exist yet. It's in early development, but it will exist soon, hopefully. Will the Steve 5 fandom wiki be used for info and stuff? I don't know. Again, I'm not sure. I wouldn't probably be using the Discord if I had to be honest. I don't think I'd be using a fandom wiki. I'd be using something official. When you first join and choose your origin, if you choose an element and decide you don't like it, can you press a back button to go back to the element selection? That's a good question. The Origins mod doesn't do that, right? Like, that doesn't exist in the base Origins mod. That's just not a function that's possible. So that would have to be something we would like. That's a foundational coding thing that we'd have to code from scratch. So that's unlikely. I would suggest to read like forum pages and stuff like that before, but I would say probably not, because that doesn't exist in the coding for base Origins. I know a mod that has soldiers, villagers, and I thought of it. Oh, okay. Will you be participating in the server, or will you do admin work when you're online? Well, I work a full-time job, so it's not really... I can't really play all day, but I am really bored of base game Origins. Like, I don't even play on the server I have now, so yeah, that's probably something I would do. What are all the elements that are going to be on the server? I've already answered that. So it's like D&D classes within each element. That's an interesting concept. Yeah, it's like D&D Origins, kind of. It'd be like you pick your deity, and then you pick your... yeah, it's similar. Yeah, you kind of have the idea. How do I get on the server? Again, it doesn't exist yet, so you can't. Will there be additional mobs in the pack that Steve Origins pack doesn't have besides the new elemental origins? I'm not sure. Again, there's so many mods that haven't moved up to 1.17, so that's not something that's really in our control that we just can add out of the whim, but we could think about it. It's also supposed to be a lightweight pack, so people who don't have good computers should be able to run it. So that's something else we have to consider. What is the theme of the SMP? Well, it's like an RPG SMP. So you can do, it's still a sandbox. I had someone say, "Oh, am I not allowed to break and build a house and whatever?" Of course you are. Of course you are. Absolutely, you can do that. It's just there'll be events and stuff like that, but it's just a more RPG themed. As I said, you don't get your abilities right away. Like you'd have to unlock them. Okay, so for example, I think I would have to do advancement, grant me through Stevorium root, and I get all the advancements. So obviously this is cheat, you can't do this, but basically that's how it works, is through the advancements here. You can see there's quest menus and stuff like that. So the Electrocutionist, let's just pick this. So Volt Escape, you have to drink a potion of swiftness and you unlock this ability. This one is obtain an umbrella, which you can do through the origin spawn. You have to do that before you can get this ability, which lets you do significantly more damage to characters when you're holding umbrellas. So that's how that works. Will there be villages? Of course, yeah. There's like 5 or 6 already. There's one here. There's another one here. There's a jungle one. That's a naturally spawning thing. So that, yes. What do I happen if the map ran out of space? What do I happen if the map ran out of space? What would happen if the map ran out of space? I don't know. I would say, I think we would just add it. I know what's around here because I loaded up this world multiple times. There's more water, so we would just add more islands, which we can do pretty easily. Will you make a monster origin? If yes, then what monster? I just asked for fun. Yeah, I already answered that. There's an undead origin. So there's an undead element. So like someone like kind of like an undead kind of god, and you can worship them, and there's 2 different types of undead kind of mob origins. Do you need to download some mod pack or something to play on the server? No, this is a data pack, so this will only be playable through the server. People like non-donators will not be able to have access to this in any way unless they play on the server. Do you have a rough estimate on when this will be released? As I said, I asked Mega this yesterday because I knew this would be an upcoming question. Mega said it's going to take at least 1.5 months to code all the new elements, so that's why. Is there a set date for release? No, there's no set date for release. I would say look for it at the end of June. Or, sorry, end of July. But yes, Mega's right. I wasn't able to use the abilities before because I didn't unlock them. So this is the ultimate for the... What class am I? I'm the Electrocutionist. So this is the ultimate. So it's like a 2x2 huge lightning thing. So it would damage basically anyone here. Just huge amounts of damage, burns them, all that stuff. Total of origins in the server. A total number of origins in the server. I answered this at the beginning as well. There's going to be 2 per element, and we're thinking of launching between 6 to 8. So either 12 to 16 origins. That's the idea. To answer common questions, the server's not done. Oh, yeah, okay, thank you. Will there be a dragon-like origin? No, I don't think so. It's possible down the line, but yeah, probably not. Okay, how long is the runtime here? We've been running for 34 minutes. I'll do another 5 minutes of questions, and then I'm going to close down the stream. So you guys can ask me your questions now if you've got anything. Let me know. And, yep. Is PvP enabled? Yes, it's the PvP server. Will all the structures present in the world be due to natural world generation, or will be ones be built by players? Both. All right, I don't want to spoil anything, but Mega is going to host a contest, I think, soon for something on those lines. And then we will also be generating stuff like strongholds, stuff like that to make it, to follow along with the story, which I won't spoil, but as I said, there's going to be like a Mount Olympus, which is going to be your hub for everything, but it's also going to be like the PvP mountain. Like there's going to be a stronghold underneath, there's going to be nether portals, there's going to be like, you know, rewards kind of things that happen at this mountain, so people will be fighting each other at this huge like center island all the time. So that's the idea. Is the map custom made or is it randomly generated? It is randomly generated, but I used custom mods to make it generate this way, so that kind of both. Will there be hybrids of 2 elements? That is something I actually planned from the beginning. I wanted to do like fire and like lightning or something, right? Because those two kind of sound like they would pair well together. So that's what I think. So the answer to that is yes. Is the server not free? Of course it's free. Yeah, I don't know why you would ask that. Will there still be faction-like things? Yes, there's a factions mod in it right now, I think. Faction... Or maybe it's not in this version, but there is a factions mod, yeah. Are you thinking about adding additional elements for the mod pack is officially up? Yeah, so we're going to launch with like 6 to 8, as I said. And then we will add in more like DLC kind of. Of course, they'll be free. You don't have to pay for them. But you know, as time goes on, we'll do like, okay, this month we're going to introduce the Earth Origin, which is an actual real example. That's probably going to be the first DLC origin we will release. Free, of course. I don't know why I'm saying DLC, but that's the easiest way to describe it. So, yes, we will release them. They'll be available to the public, stuff like that. What shaders are you using right now? BSL. Can the Aquatus go on land and not die? Yes, that was my biggest beef with the Merlings. I love the Merlings. They're probably one of my favorite origins, but the fact that Nether and going to the end is so hard is something I had to fix. So one of the origins can hold their breath. They're definitely better underwater, but they can hold their breath for about 1-2 minutes. The other one can breathe on land and in water, but they lack a lot of the bonuses for... they lack a lot of the underwater bonuses, and they also don't have a lot of on-land bonuses. So they're kind of like amphibious. Like they're decent in the water and decent on land, but they're not experts in either. So yes, that is something that will happen. Natural events occur on the server, either by mod or an event made by the mods. Yep, as I said, we're going to do events all the time. Hopefully, like big like PvP events, King of the Hill stuff. Hopefully. This is a bit unrelated, but what origin do you think is best for PvP allowed server? PvP allowed for in a PvP allowed server. I don't know. The Shulk is pretty good. The problem with Blazeborn is they're carnivores, and I made a tier list video recently, and I didn't put the Blazeborn in S because they're carnivores. They can't eat golden apples, which is a huge disadvantage. The Endirion, though, with Warrior, the Warrior class is pretty broken because you get extra range, you deal extra damage, and they can't even hit you before you can hit them. Because the map is so limited, will it eventually run out of resources? I mean... Theoretically, yes, but I've judged this, and that is assuming there's like going to be like 40 concurrent players, which I highly doubt. But if that does happen, then we would expand it, and as I said, add more islands and expand the map. Do the origins have negatives? Yes, the origins have negatives. They have drawbacks. Let's just take a look at this one, for example. So the lightning origins, disadvantages are standing on natural stone weakens you, right? Grounded electricity, if you hit stone, it fizzles out. Brownout, due to constantly using mass amounts of energy, you burn food much quicker. So the Vulture's Disciples' abilities actually don't really have cooldowns. They use food. So if you have a lot of food, you can use the abilities as much as you want. But if you run low on food, you look like this. Hold on, can I do it? Let me find stone so I don't burn down the map. So let me go like... I can't. I guess I ran out of hunger. But... Oh. Hold on. Okay, well, if you run out of hunger, you... Let's see. Hold on, let me try this. Okay, there we go. So this is what it looks like when you have no hunger. So this is the disadvantage of the electric origin, is when you run out of hunger, you are like extremely weak. Vulture's bolts, and this is another downside, is basically you can't use lightning. That's not in the overworld. That doesn't make sense. Like, you can't use it in the nether, you can't use it and stuff like that. Can you give us a snippet of the story? Soon. I can't give it right now. Are there going to be earthbender origins? Yep, I already said that. What else? Hi, is there a duck origin? No. No, there's no duck origin. Will there ever be an extra origin added per element? Maybe. Like 3 origins per. That's possible. Will there be passive balance? I don't know what that means. We are spending a lot of time balancing the elements and stuff like that. But I don't really know what that question means. What if someone wants to play something like Earth, but they joined before it was released? That's a good question. You can craft Orbs of Origin, okay? Orbs of Origin have recipes, so that's something you can do. You can craft Orbs of Origin. You would have to craft an Orb of Origin, and that's literally all that would happen. Gravity-based origin, not flights. Unlikely. That I don't know. That comes down to a coding issue. That is so like hard to code and stuff like that. What's your favorite mix of them? I don't know what that means. I think if you're talking about my favorite elements and class combination, it's one that hasn't been released to the public yet, so that's a secret. Secret. Sorry, I just got to the stream. Will be a non-elemental option. Probably. I think a lot of people have asked to just be human and like maybe pick 2 classes instead of an element and an origin. So we might consider it. That's again comes down to a coding issue, kind of out of my control. That's 100% Mega's possibility. How to craft Orb of Origin? That's a special custom mod created by our developer. You have to join the Discord to get access to that or to find the recipe. I'm not going to tell you how to do that to preserve her code. Can a player have more than 1 Orb of Origin? Yeah, it's craftable, so yeah, you would be able to. Is the librarian class going to be available? I didn't even know that was a thing. I would guess no. I don't know it, so it's not in this mod pack or data pack yet, so I would say no. If you're saying it's broken, I don't see why I would add it. Will cracked players be allowed? Nope. No. This is a sponsored premium server, so cracked players are not allowed for TOS reasons. Lunix says, I am on it. Are you talking about the origin recipe? It's in the pinned messages of the Origins plus pack chat. It is in the pinned messages. It's very easy to find. Is the server cracked? How did you just ask that question back to back? No, the server's not cracked. Cracked players are not allowed on the server. They're specifically blacklisted. Can you add a sun or moon origin? Maybe. That's a good idea. I could think about that. Sun is kind of fire, though. And moon, yeah, I guess moon could be like darkness or something like that. Will you make a demon origin? Because that would be funny. Because demons have rangs, then the power would be limited to rang, and the higher the rang, the more red would be the player. I have no idea what that means, and no, I'm not going to add a demon origin, I don't think. Will the aquatic origin be stronger at night? No, I don't think so. They're weak to the sun, though. Like, their skin dries out, so they can't be in hot biomes that often. Will there be original origins? Nope, I answered that as well. Problem with adding original origins is they'd get blown out of the water. These are extremely powerful. They would destroy any type of original origin. Like, no one would play them because it would not be balanced. I'm pretty sure the merchant can elytras and spawn eggs and netherite really, really cheap. Yeah, Merchant's really strong. It's probably one of the best classes in the game. What version is the server? The server will be 1.17. Yeah. Okay, does anyone have any final questions? I am going to be leaving shortly, so ask questions. I got 5 minutes, and I will end the stream then. Necromancer origin for the undead. Oh, here's an example of the wall, right? I can't pass it right now. I don't know if you can tell the server walls right here. It's not showing up because of the shaders I have on, but if I turn them off, you would... Yeah, I can't pass. I'm trying to, like, go through. It doesn't work. Lidl clack players, ale players who haven't bought Minecraft and play in T-Launcher. I don't know what that means. Necromancer origin? Yeah, I don't know. That's a good idea, is spawning stuff. I think that there might be 1 or 2 abilities inspired by the Necromancer kind of stuff, but I would say don't hold your breath for that. Is there going to be the same thing as with colonies, so that if you have max power, that blocks can't be broken on your land? Yeah, I think we're adding just a factions mod. Like, it literally factions. So same thing as colonies, but hopefully it runs a little smoother, because people didn't really understand colonies. But it would just be like it'll be /F, home, all that stuff. Like, just factions, if you've ever played a faction server. Will there be additional classes besides the base game classes? I hope so, down the line. I have some ideas, but I think that would be a cool idea. So are you just allowing people to be merchant and get things like command blocks and spawn eggs? No, why? You can't do that. Why would you think... Are you allowing people to be merchant and get things like command blocks and spawn eggs? That's impossible, right? They just said something that doesn't happen. I've never, ever heard of that before. I don't know how to answer that. I have a TV head as my MC skin and base my origin off of it. There's no TV elements here, but I guess electricity. If you have a TV head, electricity kind of makes sense. Is the Starborn origin there? Absolutely not. That is a broken origin, and doesn't fit the theme at all. Are you an epic gamer? No. Can there be an origin that has an ability that makes a screen have a red tint if the hostile enemy is behind them? Maybe. Again, that comes down to what Mega would be able to code, and if that fits anything. I don't know. Is there a summoner-like origin? Like the fire origin? The, what's it called? The Magmite's Disciple? One of the origins can summon blazes. How can I know about all the origins? What's the strongest origins? Yeah, Mega, exactly. I have no idea what Blue Feather's talking about. Yeah, I don't know. In my mind, that is absolutely impossible. I have no clue what that means. But yeah, I don't even think that was a possibility. So I have no clue what they're talking about. Kind of a question/suggestion mix. Will there be something akin to shrines of certain gods which could work to give buffs? Yes, that is something I've considered, like a beacon kind of thing, where if you go to the shrine and you kind of like make your base around it, and you are of that like origin, like Arbori has a huge tree or something like that, and if you're close to it, you get like strength always or something like that. That is something I've thought about. But yes, good question. Will there be a hive mind like origin? No, I don't think so. Is there going to be a funny imposter red sus origin? I don't think so. No. Are you able to see all the origins before you pick your deity? Yeah, we're going to post a forum. So you would... Yes, it's going to be whitelisted too. So people who are like serious... We're not going to let like random people get in and just like complain that they picked the wrong thing. You're going to have to do like... You're going to have to actually look stuff up because it's going to be really important. So, yeah. Is Origins classes going to be added? Look at this. You tell me. Artcraft DIY says, I love you. Oh, thanks, bro. Or lady. Love you too. He said red sus. Got him good. Okay. Well, that is a great spot to end it. A red sus. Okay. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for asking the questions, everyone. Appreciate it. I actually really have to go to a doctor's appointment, so I will be back later. Maybe I'll do a live stream sometime in the future, but expect videos to come out about these elements. Like if you just want to learn about the electric element and all the origins, that will be coming out soon. So stay tuned for that. And that will be it. So thank you.